that's always at the forefront of my personal mind. It's never from a place of judgment and never from a place of I desire to change someone else. Because I don't know what your relative perspective is, right? I don't know what that means for you in your life's journey. So if I attempted to change you, I don't know what impact I would be having on where your life is meant to go. But I do know where I'm coming from. And I know what I can do with anything I'm gathering.
Absolutely.
And if we come at it from that, then compassion's easy to have.
Yeah, to your point, it's not related on anyone else. It's not an external. Compassion is an internal expression that needs no response. You can still be compassionate to another person without them having to be it to you. Doesn't make it. I'm not saying it's easy.
Oh yeah, no.
And that's
a
easy
great growth
at all.
opportunity when it's not coming back.
It's not coming back, but that doesn't have to determine my way of my compassion or choosing to be less compassionate because someone else is not being compassionate.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's such a unique perspective, and that's really what love is too. You can still choose to be loving or love someone else without them having to, return that in the exact same way. That's not what it is.
Yeah. And I know, having come up through multiple different traditions and belief systems, there was often emphasis put on the leadership of that. Like, oh, those who love unconditionally are the heads of the organization, the guru, the priest, the rabbi. And again, no disrespect, these individuals are amazing light-filled beings, and I have the utmost honor and respect for them. But they are all showing each person what is possible for each of us. And so it is possible for every one of us, every person, to be like that guru, to live life daily in that same way, or like the rabbi or the priest, or whomever it is that we see in that position where they are consistently holding that loving space for others. They're setting the example so that we can see what is possible, not so that they're in some exalted space and that's unobtainable. That is attainable for them, therefore it is attainable for us. And so now let's do the things that they do so that we can get there. And I know you had talked about the example part for you, being able to see it in daily life. It helped you understand what could happen for you. And I think it is important for us, from not only compassion, but an overall standpoint, like to start to realize that we can all choose this for ourselves if we choose it.
Right. To your point of example, I feel like you helped me understand compassion at a deeper level because of the way that you approached compassion. You lived this way. This isn't everything you're saying is the way you actually live. It's not just lip service. And I truly appreciate that. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about being a witness of you. And I'm just lucky I get to see it a lot of the day, a lot of every day. It still inspires me. But so you and I are both vegan, and growing up, I was obviously not vegan, and I had met some people who were either vegetarian or vegan, and I never had like a really bad experience, but I've definitely heard some interesting stories. But the consensus, if you will, on it was that there was, to some level, people who would approach it who were vegan or vegetarian and attempt to put the people who weren't down.
Mhm.
It was that air, like almost a pedestal, or that air of superiority. Um, and that's what I appreciated how you brought it forward, because you never showed that to me. You always held space for exactly where I was. You never made fun of me. You never guilted me. You never put me down. All you did was just show how that your choice of what you put into your body is an extension of the compassion you have for all things, including yourself. Well, yeah, it clicked. If the goal of being, for example, vegan is compassionate, then why isn't someone who's vegan being compassionate to people as well? Aggression, whether that's in the form of killing or physical or verbal, still aggression. And putting other people down or yelling at them or making them feel less is not compassionate to me. So I always found that very odd and apt. It's, if you do desire to invite someone into maybe how you see the world or in some way, we've explained over, humanity has seen over thousands of years that forcing it is not the way.
Yeah.
It's not going to last. And if you truly desire to be an inspiration, not to change others, but to inspire others to make a choice on what may fit for them, which may also align with you, or some level or very close to. But you do it through love. You do it through compassion. You do it through lifting someone up to invite them into, hey, this is a beautiful thing. It's changed my life. Maybe it may change yours. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's and that's how you approached it for me. And so I felt invited into this. I felt like, yeah, you're right. If my goal is to be a loving being, my goal is to be compassionate, then it's important for me on a conscious level to be fully aware of how I'm doing that body, mind, emotion, and spirit. Well, eating is something I do every day. It is an act. And I would like it to mirror how I choose to be. And so, therefore, it aligned. There's many other reasons as well, but that was a very strong one. And so, there's so many ways we can do that mentally, emotionally. It's like you were talking about self-talk. Well, that's a great emotional way to have positive self-talk, create affirmations, since you were talking about. Well, that's a great tool. Just like for me, eating vegan is a tool for me for compassion. Self-talk, positive self-talk is a tool for compassion. Allowing myself to release emotions so that they don't become my identity. I allow myself to feel them and then move through them. That's a form of compassion. And spiritually, seeing the divine in everything and everyone around me. Not a place from ego, but from a place of love sees love. That's compassion.